baffling museum mystery that sounds like something straight out of a movie. An ancient Egyptian statue spinning in place inside an exhibit at a top museum.
Ancient Egypt, a realm of pharaohs, pyramids and intriguing riddles, continues to be a source of fascination, offering a wealth of mysterious treasures that perplex even the most brilliant minds. And despite the numerous marvels we've already uncovered from its sandy depths, this captivating land never ceases to amaze. So join us as we unveil the 10 most astonishing recent discoveries in Egypt. Long Tunnel. Egyptian archaeologists have made a remarkable find in the Taposiris Magna Temple, an extensive tunnel carved into the rock, plunging 42 feet below the ground. The sheer depth of this tunnel is enough to evoke a sense of awe and apprehension. Within this tunnel, a diverse array of artifacts has been unearthed, including statues of deities, coins, and headless statues. But it's not just its depth that astonishes. The tunnel's length, estimated at 4,300 feet, according to a statement from the Egyptian Ministry of Tourism, is equally impressive. The most intriguing aspect of this discovery is the tantalizing possibility that it might lead to the long-lost tomb of Cleopatra and her paramour Mark Antony. However, opinions vary, with some experts skeptical of such a breakthrough. The outcome remains uncertain, but should it indeed lead to the tomb of Cleopatra, scientists suggest it could be the most momentous archaeological discovery of this century: the spinning statue. Among the intriguing artifacts from Egypt is a 10-inch tall statue named Nebu Sanu that has perplexed archaeologists and scientists alike. This statue exhibits a peculiar behaviour, seemingly spinning on its own while inside a display case. Various attempts have been made to decipher the cause behind this enigmatic movement. One prevalent explanation suggests that the vibrations from people passing by the exhibit may be responsible for the statue's motion and tremors. However, Egyptologist Ken Price proposes a more mystical interpretation. Price suggests that statues like Nebu Sanu might serve as conduits for spirits when their original dwellings, mummies, are disturbed or destroyed. A time-lapse video shown at the museum where these spinning statues are exhibited captures their gradual movement during the day, followed by a state of stillness at night. Notably, the video reveals no evidence of anyone physically interacting with the figures. This slow, unexplained movement of a statue on its own carries an eerie quality. What makes it even more intriguing is that this 180-degree rotation is a recent phenomenon, despite the statue's presence in the museum's collection for a remarkable 80 years. 15 Headless Falcons. Archaeologists were recently faced with a perplexing discovery that put their detective skills to the test. Imagine stumbling upon a 1,700-year-old shrine located in Berenike, a bustling port on the Red Sea. At first glance, it might appear as just another historical find, but this shrine had a twist that would have left even Sherlock Holmes scratching his head. Quite literally, inside this shrine, archaeologists uncovered 15 headless falcons, arranged on a pedestal as though they were the jury in some ancient avian courtroom drama. But there was more to the mystery. Right beside this curious assembly of birds was an iron harpoon, raising more questions than answers. However, the true enigma was concealed in one of the shrine's back rooms, an inscription in Greek that read, "It is improper to boil a head in here." If that doesn't send shivers down your spine, it's hard to imagine what would. Electromagnetic energy in internal chambers. In 2018, a fascinating discovery shed new light on the Great Pyramid of Giza's remarkable ability to concentrate electromagnetic energy within its internal chambers and its foundational base. Scientists embarked on a meticulous study, employing models to analyze how electromagnetic fields are distributed within the pyramid and how electric waves interact within its confines. Through this thorough investigation, researchers uncovered the pyramid's unique capacity to focus electromagnetic energy within its concealed chambers. These enigmatic chambers hold the remains of Pharaoh Khufu and an additional chamber designated for his queen. The extensive analysis conducted by the team ultimately revealed the pyramid's extraordinary ability to amplify electromagnetic energy within these internal chambers, providing fresh insights into the mysterious dimensions of the chambers that house Pharaoh Khufu and his consort. Mummies with gold tongues. During the Greco-Roman era, ancient Egyptians had a rather intriguing tradition when it came to burying their departed loved ones. They adorned them with a rather special accessory, golden tongues. Yes, you heard that correctly. Tongues crafted from the shimmering precious metal. Now, you might wonder what was the reasoning behind this unusual practice. Well, it appears that the ancient Egyptians had a grand cosmic plan in mind. They believed that by gifting their mummified remains a golden tongue, they were facilitating a divine transformation in the afterlife. In a recent archaeological endeavour near Cairo, a team of adventurous archaeologists ventured to the ancient cemetery near Cuesna. There, they unearthed a collection of astounding examples of this distinctive burial custom. But that's not the end of the story. These tombs resembled treasure troves overflowing with precious items. Alongside the gilded tongues, they discovered a plethora of grave goods. Picture necklaces, pottery, and even gold scarabs, those exquisite beetle-shaped ornaments. It's almost as if the ancient Egyptians aimed to ensure their departed were not only prepared for the afterlife, but also dressed in style for the occasion. Ancient bones. During an excavation in Fayum, a team from the Center of Egyptological Research of the Russian Academy of Sciences made an astonishing discovery. Among the findings were bones that presented a perplexing mystery, those of a child surrounded by a total of 142 dogs. This scenario raises numerous questions. Why were the child's remains interred among dogs? Even more unsettling, the child appeared to have a linen bag covering their head, a burial practice seemingly foreign to ancient Egypt. The team responsible for this discovery has characterized this burial place as unconventional for ancient Egypt. Their working theory suggests that this unique interment of both the child and dogs may have been introduced by outsiders residing in the region at the time. There's an additional clue in the form of blue clay found on the dog's bones, shedding light on the fate of these animals. Blue clay was readily available in ancient Egyptian reservoirs, leading researchers to speculate that the dogs might have perished due to a flood. Importantly, there are no indications of a violent cause of death among the dogs, further supporting the flood hypothesis. Prehistoric ventilation systems. Despite their location in one of Egypt's hottest regions, the pyramids of Giza maintain an unexpectedly steady temperature of around 20 degrees Celsius inside, a fact that has intrigued scientists for years. While one might assume that these massive structures would become incredibly hot inside, they actually remain quite cool, thanks to a clever prehistoric ventilation system. Archaeologists have discovered evidence of ingenious ventilation systems incorporated in the pyramid's openings. These systems serve as primitive yet effective coolers designed to regulate the internal temperature. They represent one of the earliest known forms of ancient air conditioning, a feat that continues to baffle experts. The question that puzzles researchers is how the ancient Egyptians managed to engineer these ventilation networks, seamlessly threading them through the pyramid's complex passages and chambers without compromising the structure's stability under the immense weight of millions of tons of rock. These ancient ventilation systems, still in operation after over 4,000 years, have proven their resilience by functioning even during scorching summer months. The mystery surrounding their design and implementation stands as a testament to the incredible engineering prowess of ancient civilizations. Missing tooth. Hatshepsut, a renowned ruler who governed Egypt for more than 2 decades, has finally been identified thanks to a missing tooth. Her mummy was located in the Valley of the Kings, a site famous for the discovery of King Tutankhamun's mummy. Hatshepsut holds a significant place in history as the second woman to ascend to the throne in ancient Egypt. She was the daughter of King Thutmose I and married her half-brother. Initially, Hatshepsut ruled as regent on behalf of her son. However, she eventually orchestrated a scheme to claim the throne for herself, effectively dethroning her son. After her passing, her mummy mysteriously vanished. KV-60, a tomb explored in the quest to find Hatshepsut, contained the mummies of 2 women. Within this tomb's wooden box, a tooth was discovered. Upon examination by experts, it was determined that this tooth was a perfect fit for Hatshepsut's mouth, finally confirming her identity. Pit of Giant Hands. During the period when Hyksos, believed to originate from northern Canaan, held control over parts of Egypt and established their capital at Avaris, known today as Tel El Daba, King Khayan ruled as their leader. It was during King Khayan's reign that a curious custom of burying hands in the sand came to light. This practice remained largely obscure until 2011, when a team of archaeologists conducted excavations at Khayan's palace and unearthed 16 human hand skeletons arranged in 4 pits. Among these pits, 2 contained broken right hands, strategically positioned at the entrance of the Hyksos palace. These hands are believed to have been offerings made to the king or his subordinates in exchange for gold. The remaining 14 hands were discovered in the last 2 pits, situated in the outer area of the palace. A noteworthy aspect of this discovery is the absence of left hands. Only right hands have been amputated and laid to rest in the sands. Manfred Beitak, the project and field director of the excavations, explained that each pit containing these hands held distinct significance. While this was the first archaeological evidence of such a right-hand amputation practice, it contradicts what we know from ancient Egyptian writings and art. Traditionally, Egyptian soldiers would present the amputated right hand of an enemy to their superiors in exchange for gold. The origin of this gruesome tradition remains uncertain. No records of this practice have been found in the Hyksos homeland of northern Canaan. It's possible that they adopted this Egyptian tradition, or the practice might have emerged from a different source altogether. Temple dedicated to the deity ZeusCasos. In a fascinating blend of archaeology and ancient mythology, researchers at the Tel El Farama site, nestled in the Sinai Peninsula, stumbled upon the intriguing remains of a temple. Yet this wasn't just a temple. It was dedicated to a deity with a name as majestic as its role, ZeusCasos. Now, you might be wondering, who exactly is ZeusCasos? Well, picture combining the king of the Greek gods, Zeus, with Cassios, the god of weather. The result, a divine fusion of thunderbolts and atmospheric phenomena. This deity, straddling the realms of the sky and storms, certainly warranted a grand temple. But how did archaeologists unveil this ancient treasure? It all began with an archaeological eureka moment when they noticed 2 substantial columns crafted from pink granite defiantly emerging from the ground. These columns weren't ordinary stones, they were once the majestic pillars that proudly framed the entrance to the temple. However, as fate would have it, these grand columns eventually met their end, likely in a dramatic clash with Mother Nature herself, a colossal earthquake that shook the ancient world. Yet their remnants, now unearthed, narrate a tale of reverence and magnificence, a tribute to a god who held sway over the heavens and the capriciousness of the weather. What do you anticipate will be the next significant discovery emerging from Egypt? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section below. Thanks for tuning in.